Good afternoon. This is Spirit Journey. Today is Tuesday, August 8, 2017. And this video, this is actually my second video. Earlier today, I posted up a video entitled, "What Would You Do If?" And in a nutshell, what that video was about is on a broader social level, and it wasn't merely about if a homeless person approaches you and is begging whether to give them money or food or not. If what I was implying was something deeper on a grander scale about the social structure, about are you going to, let's say you're a new person and you want to be accepted by the mainstream society and you want to fit in, or you don't want them to feel that you're siding with the other person who might be oppressed, and you're wondering because you're new in town and you want to be accepted, or you want to be able to get a job and take care of your family, and the big dream of having a nice home, a nice lifestyle. And if you show sympathy to someone, that maybe it's frowned upon. So that's what that video was really about. But right after I uploaded that video, a homeless woman asked to sit down next to me. And I said, sure, sit down. And I moved my dogs over, and she sat down. And in a matter of minutes, we did start to talk. First she asked me if I wanted some popcorn. She was eating food, and she was willing to share her popcorn. And the person to her left, she offered them some. And both of us said no. And then she even wanted to, she offered my dogs. I said, that's okay, no thank you. But then, after that, then at one point we really started to have a conversation. And I asked her about her situation. She said she used to have a job. She lived in a home. And I think she said Brooklyn, I'm not sure. But she was taking care of this person, this woman. She thought it was her grandmother, and at least she was brought up to believe that was her grandmother. And she was elderly, and the last 2 years of her life, she took care of her. And she was asked, this woman that I was speaking to, just before the woman's death, whether she wanted to have this room or that room or something. It was kind of confusing. But either way, she passes on, and this person moved to a different floor in the, I think it was a house, but it had different 3 levels or something. And in short, the people there in the home, she had paid about a year and a half advance rent, but she had to move. Anyhow, it was a little confusing, well, a lot confusing, the scenario. But either way, she said she had a place, and then there was this program that for the homeless, that you can pay $400 and you can go anywhere with I think Greyhound to any part of, what's that, Canada, the U.S., Mexico, I think. I'm not sure Mexico, but it was all over. And you just pay, you just initial fee of $400, and you could travel anywhere. And so she did this for a while, she said, and then one of the mayors stopped the program. I wish I could remember the name of the program, but it was stopped. And so I think, let's see, I think she said she became homeless 3 years ago, initially. And not homeless. She had to leave that place, and the police said that if she stayed there, they won't be able to protect her because they were messing with her. So she decides to just leave voluntarily, and then she found out about that bus program, and she started traveling, and she was able to make money on the side. So she loved it. And then, the program stopped, and I guess at this point she goes to a shelter. But something happened with one of I think she was in one and then transferred to another. I forget the circumstances, but the last place she was at, she said that she was raped. And that how she worded it was a little confusing, but that she was sleeping. When she got up, that her genital area had a lot of stuff, and she says, why would this happen or something? And she talks. I don't know whether it was the establishment, but she told them, and I think she goes to the doctors, and it was found out that it was semen. She realizes she was raped. And I asked her about it. I said, well, how? Because I'm a little confused. I said, please don't be offended. But, how would a woman not know if she's raped? I'm just a little confused. Then she said that she found out or something about with the homeless shelters that they have people who pay to come into the shelters to rape the people who are staying there, and some of them are wealthy people. And she also mentioned that there's some type of device under the beds, and that it puts some, like a spray or something, and it immobilizes them, so it puts them to sleep, that they don't wake up, and that they decide who they're going to have, who's going to be violated, and they decide who's this is going to happen to, and then they pay to have this done, and then once they decide what victim they're going to do, they have some device that they can switch it on, and she became a victim. It's horrifying. And if those of you who have not listened to most of my videos, I had mentioned in the past that I too was in a homeless shelter. I've never lived on the street, but I did live in a shelter. And I was not accosted, but they did steal my driver's license and my jacket. I had like a little vest or something like that. And so I had to report it when I woke up. And I went to the police station and reported it. And that was it. But it got me thinking about this woman. We talked about the internet, and I told her, I said, hey, you could do a YouTube video. And she didn't know how to do YouTube, walk me through the steps. I tried to explain it to her, and that's some of the libraries teach how to use computers for free. But I encouraged her. I said, you put your story out there. Oh, also, she was saying that she was trying to, after she got raped, she went to the authorities, and she's trying to get a lawyer to take a case, but I guess there's red tape. It's awful. I think they might even have it on tape. They have video cameras in the homeless shelter. It was the one, I think, in the Bronx. and awful. And then, because I had mentioned to her that um, at the shelters when I was there, that that you have sexual predators there, and she said that you think because all those persons look like females, she said that some of those people are not who you think they are, and that they actually men, some of them. And they do this for kicks. They go to a shelter and then they rape the women there. And I think some of the people, when there's a doubt about who they really are, their gender, they have to check to make sure. And that if you have a penis, then you're put in the male's facility, and if you have a vagina, then you get to the female's location. But for a woman to go to a place like that for help and to be sexually violated, raped, is I think awful. I felt badly for her, and then I remember her also saying that she says, "Look, I didn't always look like this." She says, "I used to be a size 10, and I didn't look like how I did now, but since becoming homeless and then the things happening there, the weight came on, and I feel for her situation." When I got home, I was really thinking about what she told me, and I don't know whether she'll have access to a smartphone or something to record a video. So I guess I'm doing this for her, and wow, I feel really bad for her, and sometimes situations occur and it's beyond your control. Life happens. Again, I don't know her full story, and some of it was a little, it was hard for me to understand, but no one wants to be violated, and something has to stop. And I don't understand why you have a shelter system and you have sexual predators there, and you're all in the same boat. So why assault your fellow housemate and do that? It's not a resort. You're there. You want to get your own place, but it seems like the animalistic behavior of some people come out when they're amongst others, and it's has to stop. I really think something has to be done about the homeless situation. In New York City, where I live, there's more and more homeless people living on the sidewalk. And now, what I never saw before, now they have pit bulls with them. And some of them are very reactive to dogs. And I cannot walk. Like I have my 3 little baby dogs. And at one occasion, one of them went to attack my dogs. And they were initially sleeping on the sidewalk, and then the dog lunged, and then it luckily woke up and grabbed the chain. But it's like I'm getting to a point that I don't feel safe just walking my own dogs in my own neighborhood. And I feel for the homeless, but I want to be safe too. And something has to be done. I don't know why it's so much more homelessness out there. And this is a rich country, and something has to be done. I feel no matter what your status in life is, that you should live in dignity. You should have clean water, safe shelter, medical care. I don't know what else to say, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, to be sensitive to the needs of the homeless, And some of the homeless, they may have emotional issues. So it's more than just homelessness. And I hope, you have all this money for war, but to not have money for peace and living in a nice place, clean, safe place, that's money for peace. I hope this country would be more sensitive and do something to help the homeless. And it seems like a lot of these people, especially women, that the women are being sexually violated. And it just seems to be permeated with that people just don't become homeless because they lose a job. It's a lot more to it. Sometimes they feel forced to leave home because they're being molested or raped at home, and they might fall into trouble. But something has to be done. And so I share this video to bring out sensitivity, to help bring awareness, and that they want to be heard, and they want to be safe. They want what everybody else wants. So that's all that I have to say. And definitely leave your, if you wish to leave your comment, you could write it below. Or if you have information that could be of benefit to the homeless plight, where they can go, what social services, let's say, for rape victims in shelters, where are they to go, how could they get a lawyer, etc. And definitely, if you want to share this video to friends and family members, and feel free to subscribe to Spirit Journey. And once again, please give me the thumbs up. So take care and have a safe, peaceful week. Bye-bye.